What do you see there in terms of what you feel like needs to change in the system?
Well, first of all, I go to prisons weekly, sometimes several times a week. I was in the DC jail 2 days ago. I'm going to be in a Louisiana maximum security prison in 24 hours tomorrow. When I go to prison, I see and meet and interact with extraordinary people. People who have made mistakes, have in some cases done horrific things, but people who today, which is often decades later, are representatives of what humanity is capable of. They have character, they have dedication, they have integrity, and they desperately want an opportunity to make amends. But we've set up a system that unfortunately is simply doles out punishment. And what I'm trying to do is within that system is to carve out avenues for people to realize that potential. And so I do that with two organizations. One is at Georgetown. I founded the Prisons and Justice Initiative, and I have a slide here that should pop up that just shows a little bit of the programs we run. We run education programs at the DC jail and at a Maryland prison. We have a bachelor's degree program where students become actually enrolled as Georgetown students and will eventually, just started, will graduate with Georgetown degrees from prison. We also have two reentry programs. The Pivot program, which is in business and entrepreneurship, and a paralegal program, which sets people up for careers as paralegals with law firms. And we're breaking down the barrier to entry at law firms, which is actually pretty high. Through that work, I've come to see that if you give people that opportunity, that belief, that support, education as well, that they're capable of success. We will soon have graduated 100 people from our reentry programs. We have 0 recidivism. And we have 100% employment. Thank you. Now, if I can add one more point.
Please.
So that's doing a lot in the Washington, D.C. area, but I've also had the privilege now of bringing in thousands of students to visit prisons in the D.C. area, hundreds of observers, guest speakers. Every single one would walk out saying, that was the most amazing experience of my life. I never knew that there was such a layer of humanity in there. And one time I had a student who said, in the middle of a room where we were interacting, kind of like what you see on the picture on the right, she said, if only the rest of the country could be in this room with us right now, we would no longer have mass incarceration. So I set up an organization called the Frederick Douglass Project for Justice, which actually aims to fulfill that goal by bringing in members of free society to prisons all around the country, and we're operating now in Colorado, Florida, DC, Louisiana. We start next month in New York, start soon in Arizona, Hawaii, and we're talking with Massachusetts, Ohio, California, and hope to be all around the country, giving people an opportunity to experience the magic that I have the privilege of doing every single week, which is realizing and recognizing the humanity of incarcerated people and giving them that support that will make them succeed.